given to my MMA.
That was a rough one. Super Sage still with it though.
Heck yeah.
It's all good.
We do have.
Let's talk about when is Kevin Lee calling in?
We got Kevin. We have a little bit, half hour till
And I'll
Kevin
tell
Lee
you, he's
calls in, so-
fighting. What do we think about this?
RDA. It's gonna be both guys went up in weight, so it's not like RDA is more used to fighting at that weight. Yeah. So Kevin Lee may have a nice burst of energy from not having the weight cut.
I'll tell you,
It's going to have to help. I mean,
this is what's going to happen here. Is RDA going to have enough off his back to reverse, take away, threaten Kevin Lee? Because I believe Kevin Lee's putting him there when he on a well-timed takedown.
He's hard. I think he's hard to hold down too, though. How much energy does he want to expend?
Look what he did to Barboza on the floor.
Yeah, but I think
he doesn't fight on the floor that much either.
Who?
Barboza. You don't see him on
exactly.
the floor that often. I mean, that's rare. He's a black belt, I think, or a brown belt, but you don't see him on the ground. It's like watching Roy Nelson. You know, he can, but he doesn't.
Because he's usually hard to take down.
Yeah.
Down,
well, I think what happened, too, is you got to remember Kevin Lee got him off of the Khabib mauling. So Khabib mauled him for 3 rounds.
Yeah, well,
like that was a vicious, mauling on the floor. And I think that gives a lot of guys hope, too, when they see that. And it makes it a little easier, So I think Kevin Lee got to, get a Barboza that was just physically beat up really bad.
Barboza?
Yeah. Khabib hammered him.
We'll see how RDA does. I mean, what's his last fight, Dos Anjos?
RDA, he's actually coming off of 2 losses. He lost to Colby Covington for the interim title, and then he lost to Kamaru Usman on Usman's way to the title.
Oh, yeah.
So, see,
but,
now listen,
2 big names to lose to.
It's 2 big names, but, you watch it the way how they fight him. They fought him the way that I'm talking about. He got out wrestled.
Absolutely, I
he
think
didn't
that's
get
right.
out struck like crazy. Or anything.
Yeah, those guys.
If anything, he's worried about the takedown, then getting hit. But they just out hustled him. They out took. So could Kevin Lee do that for 5 rounds? He is threatening off his back. I mean, listen, he did strangle Neil Magny.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Who's not a little
And those were
welterweight.
Chris, those were 3-round fights?
I think those are both 5-round fights actually. The Covington one was 5 because that was for an interim title, and then the Kamaru one was a main event. So yeah, those are 2 5-round
And
fights.
Kevin's last couple of fights are what? Iaquinta lost decision, and what was before that?
Barboza.
He had the win over Barboza, which was a
was
stoppage,
dominating.
and then
In what, round 4?
Yeah, that actually went into the 5th round, which I thought it was the 4th round also. And then prior to that, he fought Tony Ferguson for the interim title, which he ended up losing.
He had the staph infection, though.
But he
so,
was compromised a little bit going into that fight.
I think Kevin Lee's going to beat him. He's going to beat him with his wrestling, and I do like RDA.
Yep.
And I do like when he uses his jiu-jitsu smart, but he's smooth off his back too. He's not bad, but he is. Look at the last 2 fights how he lost. I mean, he got just out hustled by guys who were better wrestlers, and you know what? With Kevin Lee, he's so good at the takedown. He's so good at taking the back. Could he finish him? I don't think so, but I feel he could outpoint him. I feel he's going to win by decision because I think RDA is hard to put away.
That's what I have too, Matt. I have Kevin Lee by decision. I think you're right.
That's a really good point. I guess I will have to take
Do what you want.
Kevin Lee.
I mean, listen, RDA is a former champ. I mean,
by third round submission.
And he did take out Benson Henderson, and I mean, you know, RDA when he's on, he's fucking on. You know, but I feel Kevin Lee is. He is a good fighter. He does look, if you look at what he did, I feel Al had his number, but you know, but it doesn't mean he wasn't threatening. You know, look how he took the back and you know.
Yeah, and without a cut, that's the thing. You know, fighting up a little bit, it's like maybe he has a little bit extra gas towards the end of a fight, and it makes a difference. RDA to me is a guy that is perfect for a 165-pound division. Like that's the thing. He's sort of. You
know what's interesting about that? Did you hear what? I don't know. If, like it's in the notes, motherfucker.
No. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Kevin Lee said that he wants to make one. He wants them both to, as like a point, make 165 just to show that they could do that, and that could be a weight class, that type of thing. Just do it. Even
I don't see that happening though.
I mean, I think they'll be in this order, and all of a sudden, like, 166. Like, all right, fuck it. I don't think it's worth, you know.
Yeah, depleting yourself extra for no reason. But yes,
put your body through anything extra.
Or you can both, or I was just lying. Go, I'll do it. I'd come in at 170. You 5 pounds.
All right, Ken. Kevin Lee, Rafael Dos Anjos. Flo, I read today, RDA, he has a titanium-infused jaw, 20 screws, 4 plates in his jaw, broke it in the Clay Guida fight way back in the day. He claims that this jaw has broken a few hands in the UFC, Anthony Njokuani among them. Kevin Lee's dropped 2 of 3, RDA 2 in a row. I kind of like that backdrop, Kenny, because I think this fight just is huge for both guys. For RDA, it's 3 straight losses. For Kevin Lee, it's 3 in his last 4 if he loses. Which way are you going, kid, in the main event?
Oh, you know what? Listen, I think Kevin Lee is definitely an interesting fight for Rafael Dos Anjos. I do think, though, that Dos Anjos has faced better wrestlers, better strikers in his career. I think that Kevin Lee at 170 pounds is still an experiment. I don't know how he's going to do against a guy like a Rafael Dos Anjos, who is going to be the bigger man out there. I do think that Dos Anjos is going to be way more dangerous on the feet. Kevin Lee's going to have to be careful there. I think Kevin Lee really needs to rely on his wrestling here to get it done against Dos Anjos. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it done here at 170 for 5 rounds. The fight against Iaquinta concerned me a little bit, and I think Dos Anjos' experience and his striking is going to be the difference. I think Dos Anjos gets it done. Let's go with RDA decision.
RDA by decision for Ken Flo. I know you hate making picks, but I love listening to him. And that's an underdog play, by the way, on Rafael Dos Anjos against Kevin Lee. I love that you guys disagree.
We have huge news, which has been broken already, but we have been pushing, or at least, I guess, stumping for our pal Frankie Edgar. And we also like Max Holloway so much, so they're finally doing it. It is Holloway against Frankie Edgar, July 27th from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. This is UFC 240. This is for the UFC light middleweight title.
That's huge.
It's a new division.
That is.
I just want to see if you were paying attention.
And
I said light middleweight, Matt.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he should. Yes,
I thought you messed up. I didn't want to embarrass you.
No.
I didn't know that Kimura's sister's training. Look, who's that? Aspen Ladd?
It's a Kimura Ladd. Aspen Ladd.
I like that. She's fighting, though. You guys are joking around.
What a fight that's going to be. Frankie against for the lightweight title, of course.
That's going to be great.
Featherweight title, of course. What an amazing fight that's
and the right thing to do.
Hey,
it is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
He's done so much for the sport. He achieved so much, including taking that fight on short notice. With Brian Ortega. He's always stepped up.
That's right.
It's the least they could do, you know, give him a shot at the champ.
Alexander Volkanovski made a good point, though, about, hey, that's a risk you take. And he fought really great against Jose Aldo. But coming back, he has some kind of a blood infection. He had to stop in Chile. He's in, where is he, in Santiago, Chile?
Yeah, he's in Santiago, Chile. He has a blood infection, like Jimmy said. They're trying to clear it up. They think he's going to be fine, but he just, he can't travel.
Was he on the plane and he felt sick?
He started getting worse on the plane, so I guess they landed.
What's that mean, getting worse? Like, something...
His foot was swelling up, they said. He wasn't feeling great. His foot was swelling up, and so I guess he had a stopover in Chile, and on the way home, and that's where he is now.
He didn't get back on the plane.
No.
But the swelling...
Oh, so he never made it home yet.
No, he's still in Chile.
He's still in Chile, yep.
But,
Man, I hope he gets out of
What's happening, guys? Just thought I'd give you all a quick update. I know a lot of viewers have been trying to get in contact with me and stuff like that. Before I, sort of done a video, just tell everyone how I was going. I wanted to see where I was at. We got good news this morning that, the infection's starting to go down now. So that's good, because it was pretty nasty before. Like, the infection was pretty bad. Cellulitis, bacterial infection, and, that was my ankle, foot, and leg, was just very, very swollen, and the inflammation was pretty bad, and the infection was pretty bad too. But, we're worried about it being in the tendons. We got the message this morning that it's not in any of the tendons. So that's very, very good. So, it'll be all smooth sailing from now, I think. I'm still getting fevers here and there, but that's just normal. The worst is done, which is good. But, I still need to stay a couple more days, which is unfortunate. I want to go home and see the family, of course. I've been away for so long. I was expected to be back a few days ago, but, obviously this needs to be sorted. The hospital's been unreal here in Chile. They're looking after me. They've got physios, like with the inflammation, trying to get my feet going. And, obviously they've got even nutritionists looking after me. But, I haven't really worried too much about that. I've been enjoying the food a little too much. But I've got a wedding to go to, and I've got a best man suit that I need to fit into. So I'm going to try and clean things up before then, because I need to make sure I fit into that, because Eli spent a bit of money on that. But, again, things are looking good. I really want to thank Joe Lopez. He stayed here with me. Reese was, we all missed the flight back home because, obviously to be here. But, I told everyone, there's no point everyone being here. But, luckily Joe stayed because he speaks Spanish. So that's been, a big help for me. The language barrier would have been pretty hard without him. But he's been helping with so many other things as well. It's hard for me to get around. I've got crutches over there. I don't know if you can see the crutches. I'll give you a look at my feet. It was a lot more nastier than this, but it still looks pretty yuck, I guess. That side's probably the good side. And then, so you can see that. Pretty fat and red, but it was like up to here and just red and even fatter. It was pretty disgusting, but but anyway, again, thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. I'll be home soon to celebrate, and on to the next.